And good evening and welcome to Edinburgh. We're at the southern tip of Texas to bring you exciting USL Championship soccer. Tonight's game is a battle of the Lone Star State. Division rivals Rio Grande Valley Toros and San Antonio FC. And good to have you with us. I'm Mark May with Brian Smith, coming to you from beautiful HEB Park here on ESPN+. Teams are all set, ready to play. Brian, who are our players to watch tonight?
Taking a look at your players to watch, presented by Puma. Starting with San Antonio, it's going to be the man you see right there. Nathan has been a spectacular forward for San Antonio, especially over the last month where he scored all 5 of his goals to take a team lead. So July and early August have been a spectacular time for him. He'll look to continue that pace tonight against the Rio Grande Valley Toros. And then on the other side for the Toros, it's going to be that midfielder, Christian Sorto. He has been a solid presence in the midfield for the Toros. But San Antonio is a team he seems to have a whole nother gear for. Third appearance against San Antonio, and he's got 2 of his 3 goals on the season against this very squad. Now let's take a look at your starting lineups presented by Reliant. Starting with San Antonio FC. In goal is going to be Cardone, and then they go with 4 defensemen: Maloney, Schuberg, Kamiri, and Gleedle. Then they've got 4 midfielders: Abu, Lidley, Gallegos, and Epps, and then the 2 forwards, Dylan and the aforementioned Nathan. Now for host Rio Grande Valley. A little different looking goal for them. Tyler Derrick out tonight. Colin Miller will get the start in goal. Then 3 defensemen, Manley, Pimentel, and Riley. Then they've got 5 midfielders: Sorto, Murphy, Robinson, Vera, and Rodrigo Lopez, accompanied by the 2 forwards, Kyle Edwards and Juan Azokar. Now looking at your keys for the Toros and San Antonio. For San Antonio, it's going to be about that sustained pressure. We've talked all season about how many of these USL teams love to push the pace, love to be the aggressor. San Antonio is no different. They're a team that likes to go wide open all the time, long passes, quick runs. They're going to see if they can do that against a strong Toros backline. Now in the 4th time these 2 teams have seen each other. And for the Toros, don't get out-pushed. Control the pace. Don't allow that frenetic energy coming from San Antonio to get you out of system. The Toros have a winning system in place with Coach Cabrera. They found a way to be successful. Can they stay within themselves against that pressure?
Both teams come in on some pretty good winning streaks as of late. And as you mentioned, Brian, they are no strangers. This is their 4th meeting of the season. So we'll take a break. We'll be back with the kickoff in a moment here at HEB Park. You're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow, creating more jobs
and more opportunities for all of us.
working together.
Together,
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
Today at Whataburger, we're cooking the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. We got 3 chicken strips topped with Whataburger's own buffalo sauce, a little bit of buttermilk ranch, 2 slices of Monterey Jack cheese. The combination is just right.
It's crunchy and then it's spicy and then it's cool. Your mouth is exploding with flavor.
It just all works together, and then you add the cheese in there.
It kind of wakes me up, honestly. My goodness. I can see myself getting this every time I come here.
They're gonna go crazy for this thing. The Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. That's back, and it's only for a limited time.
And we're back here at HEB Park. There you see Grant Robinson started the year playing as a defender, but in the last couple of games he's been playing closer to the front. So interesting change there for Grant Robinson, who's from Columbia, Maryland. All set to kick off here. There we see Justin Dillon, who'll be playing forward for San Antonio. Now, Dillon has 3 goals, and he'll be playing next to Nathan. Both of the 2 forwards, they've combined for 8 goals. They could give Miller some problems in goal tonight.
And it's a testament to the style of play that San Antonio brings in. They're not afraid. In fact, they want to send that ball along to the forwards and allow them to work one-on-one with that back line or even against the keeper himself. So keep a close eye on Colin Miller. He may have a real serious test ahead of him this evening. His first time getting a start here in the 2021 season.
You see the referee has blown his whistle. We're underway. Toros kicking off. They are in blue with the white shorts. And going from left to right, San Antonio in white and black and gray. They'll be going from right to left here. So we're now just underway, and we've got a stoppage already, and a player appears to be hurt, holding his head. One of the Toros players right there. And I know we have some other players who are out tonight, don't we?
Yeah, looking at the visiting San Antonio FC, they're going to be without 2 of their midfielders, Santiago Patino and PC, both out with lower body injuries. On the flip side for the Toros, they will be without their starting midfielder, typically Lopez, also one of their previous starting forwards, Elvis Amo, and the defenseman, Adrian Diaz-Pay.
Yeah, Amo's missed several games, hasn't played since June, but is still tied for the team lead with 4 goals, along with Asokar. Let's see who this is. That is Asokar, by the way, who was shaken up.
It looked like a head-to-head collision there. He goes up and he's kind of foot for foot, step with Schuberg, and it looked like their heads just kind of hit together as they were both challenging for that ball.
And no foul on the play. A referee does a drop ball. And Toros will, using sportsmanship there, will kick it to San Antonio. Going to concede the possession there. We're back underway here. Again, as we mentioned, this is the 4th meeting between these two. So it'll be the final meeting of the regular season. Toros have 5 points from the 3 previous meetings, a win and 2 draws. San Antonio only 2 points so far, still looking for a win against the Toros this season. San Antonio has come in having the number for the Toros as of late. They only have 1 loss in the last 8 meetings with the Toros, with 3 wins and 4 draws. And you can see now San Antonio has won themselves a corner kick.
Already setting the pace. You saw it right there. A couple of quick passes, and they found themselves pushing very quickly in toward the box. Give some credit to Eric Pimentel. Comes up huge there for the Toros with that sliding tackle to push that ball out.
That was Abu with the corner. And then we had the flag go up, and this will be a free kick here for the Toros. And you see Colin Miller there in goal, making his first start. He came on as a sub 4 nights ago when they were at Real. And late in the first half, Tyler Derrick, the starting keeper, suffered an injury. And spot duty for Millers. He came in, made a couple of saves, and preserved the shutout, the 5th clean sheet this season. Here's a pass into the middle. That's kicked out, conceding a corner kick. Good defending there by the Swede, Axel Schuberg. And this will be the first corner of the match for the Toros. And Toros have been they've been deadly on the corner kick this year, haven't they?
Yeah, they spent a lot of time over there in the true fit corner. And you're seeing it hit again here for the Toros. Offensively, they took a little play out of San Antonio's playbook for a moment, just racing down the field and using not only the size but the speed there of Kyle Edwards to set up what looks like a really good opportunity.
Christian Sorto right in front of the keeper, Cardone. This goes a little bit out of the box. This played by the Toros, and San Antonio on the run now. That's Nathan with it, getting through traffic, able to push it forward to an open man. Miller forced to come out and kick that away into safety. So Miller right away, his first test, so to speak, and is able to come through. I know sometimes with keepers, a little bit inexperienced, they can be really uncertain on those kind of through balls, whether they come out or not.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Mark. Nice job by Miller of taking control and coming out very forcefully, especially facing off against that potent San Antonio offense. That was the epitome of what San Antonio does well. Nathan pushing the ball to Dillon, and had Miller not come out, he's one-on-one with Dillon, and the forward will typically have the advantage there because the keeper's got to cover that whole net.
Yeah, 24 feet wide. There's the net. There's Gallegos. Gallegos, only a teenager, centers this ball, goes all the way through. San Antonio racing on to that. That's Marcus Epps getting on top of the ball. Now the ball goes out of play. This will be a goal kick for the Toros. Colin Miller, the keeper, getting his first starts from Bel Air, Maryland. Just 24 years old, has good size, 6'3", 194. Like we said, made a couple of saves against the Real Monarchs in that shutout win on Wednesday night. Toros get this into San Antonio territory, but right away the Alamo City Club has possession once again. This is Abu, the midfielder. Sends it to Gallegos, and it goes back to the defender, Connor Maloney, who will fire it back to his keeper. The keeper, Matthew Cardone, a mainstay for the San Antonio club, making his 98th appearance for the team. That is second on the all-time list behind Greg Cochran, who played from 2016 to 18, has 102 appearances. So Cardone will probably own that record before this season is done. There's Sorto. Sorto passes it forward to Adrian Vetta. Vetta trying to ride that tightrope of the touchline there, trying to get around the defender, Gleadle. Good defending by Gleadle, and it finally goes out. But I think the Toros have won themselves a corner.
Yeah, against the protest there from San Gleadle, he sticks his hand up and says that went out 2 different times coming down the line. Referee sees it differently, so give some credit to Vetta dancing that tightrope, able to keep it in the eyes of the referee and give a second true fit corner here for the Toros.
James Murphy will take this corner. He took the first one. This is going to be an in-swinger. Cardone will stay on his line, goes all the way through, and it'll go out. So 2 corners, and the Toros yet to generate any kind of offense off those 2 opportunities.
What's interesting, the Toros have a couple of different packages they'll bring in to take those corners. They've got that long in-swinger. Occasionally you'll see Rodrigo Lopez come in, and they'll come a little softer toward a midfielder and try to set something in toward the middle. So keep an eye there. The Toros get plenty of corners. They average somewhere between 8 to 10 in every match. So as those corners pile up, they'll start to try some different things out of that package. And you'll see some really spectacular looks off the corner.
Yeah, they've done a lot of movement off those corner kicks. In fact, have 3 goals off of corner this season. So teams learning to respect that. This will be a Toros throw in. Adrian Vetta to throw it in. It's a 24-year-old midfielder. Ghetto's out of California. Ball played up in the air by the veteran Rodrigo Lopez. Lopez has a couple of goals this year, also leads the team in assists as the Toros send it down into San Antonio's end of the field. Asokar, who was shaken up in the first minute, back out there now, feeling fine. Carter Manley trying to make something happen against Maloney. And then Asokar tried a back pass there on a pass that was a little behind him. Abu able to intercept for San Antonio. Now Abu trying to send a bullet through, but it's knocked away by the defender, Juan David Cabezas. So Toros back on the attack here in the early first half. Here's Sorto. We mentioned him, 3 goals, 2 against the San Antonio team. That looked like a kind of a half shot, half cross, goes out of play.
I think that was a great job by Sorto of trying to make something happen there. The defense for San Antonio got to that spot really quickly. I think he thought he was going to have a little more time to try to set something up. Give some credit to San Antonio. Did a nice job of collapsing, cutting off his angles, and all he could do was just kind of flop that one up and hope it lands in a good spot.
Maloney wearing the captain's armband throws it in for San Antonio. Now we've got a Toros player shaken up, and this is going to be a free kick for the Valley team. And that looks like the midfielder, Murphy. Murphy may have taken a shot into, I don't know if he caught the ball or maybe a knee or something into his chest area. Take another look. I think it was part of the back foot of one of the San Antonio players caught him. Oh, Camden Riley, I'm sorry, is the player who's down.
Might need just a minute to catch his breath. That can be tough. You catch a cleat right to the chest. This tough guy, he shakes it off.
I think we all remember that if we played high school sports and things like that, the remedy for any kind of injury as far as the coach was concerned, was walk it off. And that's what Riley does right there.
The United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through United to Change campaign, visit uslsoccer.com.
So a free kick for the Toros. This will be sent into the area by Grant Robinson, headed out by San Antonio's defense. Lopez will send this back toward the penalty area. On the left side there, a chance for Pimentel, but it was knocked away from him, and there's going to be a foul here. Maybe Pimentel's foot caught a San Antonio player, and this will be a free kick for the Alamo City.
Get another really good look at it right here as that one drops in. It's a pretty good little head. I think the problem there was, yeah, you see Pimentel comes in, spikes up as the Alamo City player was kind of challenging in. You both kind of have a 50-50 shot at that ball, so if you're coming in cleats up, more often than not, you're going to pick up a whistle.
Pass there by Murphy over to Robinson. Now goes to the left side. Will come into the area. Goes a little bit too far. Trying for the header was Asokar. And this will be a free kick here for San Antonio.
Good job there defensively by Maloney. Taking the look right here. That's a nice pass. Maloney, though, finds his spot, sets his feet, and forces Asokar to come through him to get to that ball. And because of that, they'll wave off any opportunity that Asokar put together.
Asokar has had the hot hand as of late, leads the team with 4 goals, also has 2 assists on the years from Venezuela. And he had, so San Antonio certainly familiar with him. He had one of the best goals of the season against them earlier, didn't he?
Bicycle kick. I think that was in, what, the 89th or 90th minute as well.
Yeah, it was a game-tying goal. They were down 1-0 and up in San Antonio and ended up with a 1-1 draw, got a point out of that. And, yeah, fantastic goal. It's been all over YouTube and everything. It was the goal of the week for that week. San Antonio with some quick movement here. Pimentel intercepts, but Dillon right back there for San Antonio. They'll lob it over to Nathan, and I think it's going to be offside.
Just a little bit of a quick break there by Nathan. If he had stayed back a step or two, he was going to be in a better spot. There was not going to be much Pimentel could do to contain with his speed defensively there, but he broke a little too quickly.
Nathan, just 22 years old, out of Brazil. Like many Brazilians, follows that cultural touchstone of using their first names. Sorto plays this back to Pimentel. The Mexican veteran will square it for Riley. Now Pimentel will try the left side. And the ball sent forward into San Antonio's area. Vera, the nice touch. Sorto trying to get to it, but San Antonio there first. They'll send it back to Cardone. Cardone had to hurry with that one as he couldn't use his hands and had to play a bouncer with his foot and then quickly get rid of it.
Really heads-up play there also by Christian Sorto to attack.
Oh, and here's a chance here in a clip over the goalie, and it's going to be wide. Golden opportunity there for San Antonio. That was Dillon. Tried to get the nice touch off a charging Miller, and it's going to be just wide of the net. First real opportunity we've seen by either team tonight.
And Miller can take a big sigh of relief there. He was about 2 steps behind challenging on that ball, and Dillon got a nice float at the top of his head, just could not quite put that on goal.
That's what San Antonio's been trying to do. They've had the offside flag go up on them a couple of times. That time they executed it perfectly and had the kind of attack they were trying to engineer. Just couldn't quite get the right touch on it.
I like what we're seeing from San Antonio here early on. We said they needed to apply that constant pressure, and they have been by far the aggressor here in the early going.
Sorto, nice job there on the defense, playing that to the half line. Maloney heads it forward. Toros regain control. Robinson send it to the right. He's got Kyle Edwards there. Edwards, one of the lone players from the Houston Dynamo, trying to shake and bake there. Gets it Asokar. He's trying to get the turn. Wasn't quite able to get it before it was kicked away from him by the defender, Jasser Kamiri. Kamiri out of Tunisia made a good play there on Asokar. This ball played back to Miller. Now Murphy sending it toward the half line. Nice tackle there by Kamiri. And San Antonio regaining possession for just a moment. And boy, a lot of pressure here by the San Antonio team early on. Asokada with it for the Toros. Try to generate another attack here. Veta with it. Guarded closely by Epps, and he'll play it back. Pimentel will get the deep ball there. Nice little intercept there by the San Antonio defense. Playing in there tight. Able to play team ball here. Now a chance in the open field for Gallegos. And Gallegos not able to evade Grant Robinson. Both teams came in playing pretty well. Toros have 11 points in their last 6 games. They've won 3, drawn 2. San Antonio has 9 points in their last 5 games played. They've won 3 and lost 2. Both losses to El Paso, which is the division leader. El Paso, in fact, ranked number 2 in the USL Power Rankings. San Antonio came in ranked 9th, and the Toros ranked 11th. Some might think that's a little odd, right, Brian?
Yeah, especially given the success the Toros have had against San Antonio on the season and the fact that they've got a better record currently. But I think the big thing when you're looking at power rankings is what have you done for me lately? And San Antonio has been spectacular over the last 3 weeks, picking up wins in 3 of their last 4 prior to that loss to El Paso. So they have been big point getters over the last couple of weeks, and that's what kind of ticks them up the rankings, while Rio Grande Valley has been a little more steady. A win here, some draws. They're not dropping a lot of matches, but they're also not getting those big wins that you're seeing from San Antonio of late.
And something else, the Toros, although coming off a win on Wednesday night and San Antonio losing Wednesday night, the power rankings actually come out a couple days before that, so they don't reflect the latest game played for either of these 2 clubs. So both of them with a chance to make a move here before the rankings come out again tomorrow. San Antonio with control here. Send this ball over to the left side where it's controlled by Cam Lindley. Lindley originally from England. Gallegos with it on the left edge of the area. Trying to make something happen. And I think this is going to be a penalty kick. Gallegos went down and the referee pointed toward the penalty spot.
And Carter Manley just shakes his head. That was pretty well defended. If you're going to say anything, perhaps James Murphy was just a touch aggressive there, but that's not a bad job of defensive movement. And actually, the ball was away from Gallegos' feet. That was actually Azokar, not James Murphy. And Gallegos had already sent the ball away before there was any contact. And I think that's Manley's argument, is their feet got tied up in the trip, but he didn't have the ball at his feet at the time. He had already sent it away.
He'd passed it off. You're right. But nevertheless, this will be, I believe, the first penalty kick awarded against the Toros this season. And it looks like it'll be the leading goal scorer, Nathan. You can see his last name, Fogasa, on the back of his jersey. But Nathan with 5 goals. In fact, 5 goals in his last 5 games, looking to extend that streak here in the 18th minute. And so Miller making his first start, facing a penalty against Fogasa. Referee has blown his whistle. And here's Nathan. Miller got a piece of it, but it goes in for the goal. And San Antonio in front here right at the top of the 19th minute. 1-0 here at HEB Park.
That's a huge goal for San Antonio, and Miller played that really well. That's a testament to what an aggressive and very technically sound scorer Nathan is he put that in a spot where even if Nathan gets a hand on, and he does right here, you see, gets a little bit of glove on it, but it's got so much behind it and it's placed so perfectly that it deflects up and right into that back corner of the net. A spectacular free kick.
Yeah, Miller guessed right. He went dove to his left, got a piece of it, but you're right, had too much smoke on it, and Nathan able to squeeze it through for the 1-0 lead. Be the 6th goal of the year for Nathan, who came in, as we mentioned, one of the nominees for Player of the Month after scoring 5 goals in July, and is just as hot here in the beginning of August.
You might say it took Nathan about 6 weeks to get himself kind of into form, but once he did, he has been arguably one of the hottest players in USL. We're talking pregame, he may be the hottest foot in the USL to the moment. 5 goals in 5 matches, that is quite a streak.
Yeah, probably getting his right foot insured right now would be pretty expensive. At San Antonio in front, 1-0 here at HEB Park. Toros with control right now, although that pass intercepted by Dillon. And regained by the Toros. Here's Robinson with some space to work with. Over to Asokad. Asokad is going to send it high up in the area. Toros will still have control here, trying to generate an attack. You're in the mid-first half. Murphy sends it forward. Nice intercept there by the defender, Kamiri. And now San Antonio once again moving in on the counter. Here's Nathan, the goal scorer, going up against Riley. He's cut off. He'll find Gallegos. Gallegos, who drew the penalty a moment ago. Now Lindley will try the right side. And they've got Gleedle over there, who's able to gain control before it goes out of play. Abu sends it into the middle. Abu now reversing to the right. Marked by Lopez. Epps trying to turn around. It was a nice play there by Vetta to take it away from him. So Edwards, he'll send it forward to Robinson. Robinson with some space to work with here. Has a man wide open on his right. He'll send it there. That's Asokad. Asokad still with it. Doesn't quite have the shot he wants, so he'll send a soft ball forward to Robinson. There's a shot from up top, but it's blocked in front. It's a good attempt there by Murphy. Toros with still control here. So we move into the 22nd minute. This is Sorto up against Gleedle. Sorto second on the team with 3 goals scored. Able to make a nice move and create some space here. Sends it to the middle, but the Tunisian defender sends it back out.
That was just a spectacular job of dribbling there by Christian Sorto. Moves left, moves right, actually puts his defender on a set of roller skates as Gleedle finds himself on his back for just a moment. Did a great job by that back line of San Antonio of bending, not breaking, and keeping someone in the perfect spot to cut off that pass.
It's Kamiri who was able to send it out. Now Asokada controlling on the right side. That's Kamiri once again with another sliding intercept. Really times those well, and he's tall, 6'4". Can get a good stretch there with his legs. He's done that 2 or 3 times already in the early going. Manley here on the right side for the Toros. This is going to be clipped and goes toward the keeper, Cardone. And San Antonio evades another Toros attack.
Been really impressed with the defense right now for San Antonio. They've done a really nice job, as we said before, bending, not breaking, allowing themselves to get into a spot where they're breaking down the passing lanes. They're not allowing the Toros to really build anything in the box. And it's not for lack of effort. The Toros have done a nice job of attacking, finding themselves in the box, and trying to do a little 1-2 kind of touch, counter touch to open up a passing lane, but San Antonio not biting.
Yeah, they do a good job with their back 4. Somebody's always in position there. Nice intercept there by Murphy. And the Toros forced to play it back to Miller. Miller didn't get all of that he wanted. It's going to still be in the attacking third for San Antonio. Now a free kick won by the Toros.
Manley does a really nice job of getting possession there, and Gallegos just rides up his back. So it allows the Toros to keep possession. But right on cue, San Antonio quick to take that ball away and begin to press back the other direction.
It's Abu with it here. We talked about these teams in the thick of things in the Mountain Division. As Toros entered tonight's game in 2nd place, San Antonio in 6th place. But if they were able to pull out a win tonight, they could vault all the way over into 3rd place. That's how tight it is in the Mountain Division. As Sorto will send this in, and it's headed out to be a corner kick here for the Toros. Header there by Kamiri.
It's like Kamiri is living inside of Sorto's head right now. Everything Sorto does, Kamiri seems to be standing right on top of it. And that time, a spectacular job. Sorto put a beautiful cross right into the spot.
This ball played inside, but it looked like Sorto wasn't quite ready for it. Goes by him, and San Antonio was able to clear it in safety. It's Pimentel. He's going to lob it ahead to Manley, but too far ahead of Manley. And San Antonio has that. Maloney sending it upfield. And now we've got a free kick awarded to the Alamo City.
The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcome environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud.
You see the sliding tackle attempt there by Riley. It's out of Dallas. Conceded the foul there. 24 years old. And San Antonio with control here. We'll send this down. Riley with the header. And Toros regain control. Long pass. That's going to be too far ahead of Asuka. It'll be San Antonio ball once again. Both these teams are in their 6th season in the USL. Toros have not been to the playoffs since their first year, 2016. San Antonio's been to the playoffs twice in their history. So we see Abu for San Antonio, send it ahead. And I think that's Gallegos kind of lost control. Toros regain. This is Vera. Racing ahead against Gallegos. Looking for some help before he loses his balance. And it looks like he was tripped up by Gallegos. This will be a free kick for the Toros.
That's a great look at the speed of Veta and his ability to dribble and maintain possession. In that case, I think he actually out-dribbled his teammates. He got down the field quicker than he needed to. Because of that, he found himself having to pull up because there was just nobody to pass it off to. Keep an eye on that. If Veta's got that kind of speed and that ability to work around defenders, Toros could continue to play somebody a little more forward and kind of shadow him, and that could set up a really good-looking opportunity.
Gallegos, who conceded the foul, only 19 years old, during the start here tonight. Here's Lopez, will be taking the free kick. He'll take some of the corners as well. He's going to send this one in hard toward the net. It's headed out by San Antonio. Asokar chests it down. I'll send it back to Robinson with a little move and slices it back toward the penalty area. Riley chasing after it, lobs it toward the net and gets by Sorto, but Vera gains control. Toro still on the attack here. Lopez trying to create a shot, finds Sorto in the area. Ever so dangerous there. Glido on top of him, a shot and a save by the keeper, Cardone.
Good read there by Cardone. Did not over pursue to the left, stayed right on spot, and as Sorto got Glido on his hip and turned that corner, put a big left foot on it, but Cardone was standing right in the spot.
Cardone, 28 years old, leads the league in saves. Came in with 56 here tonight. Looks like number 57 right there. So he's been a stalwart in goal this year for the San Antonio team. Another long pass by San Antonio. This is Nathan. I think the flag came, yeah, the flag had come up. Second time the offside flag has come up against San Antonio, but that's part of their game, isn't it?
Yeah, they're wanting to go long. Any chance they get to send that ball long, they will. And that puts a lot of pressure on the forwards like Nathan to watch what's going on in front of them on that back line and to make sure they stay onside. Keep a defender on your hip and keep yourself half step behind them, because the defender is going to be looking back. So if you keep a real close eye on them, you're going to get a break ahead of them, and you can find yourself in a real good spot to break down the side.
Pimentel finds Edwards at midfield. Edwards, a nice little move there, and then gets tripped up. Now Edwards is down, and they call for the traitor. I believe this will be a free kick for the Toros.
It looked like right as contact came, Edwards pulled up. He's holding kind of that right hamstring, maybe cramping up just a little bit.
Edwards from the Caribbean. on loan from the Houston Dynamo. And he's played on his national team quite a bit recently, hasn't he?
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they have seen something special in him, and he's had a lot of international experience. I believe he has more than 10 caps now as they continue to try to make themselves a stalwart there in the Caribbean.
Tonight's jackpot. The winner will be announced at the 80th minute. Find a seller and the lime green vest and get more tickets.
Get a look right here, Edwards. Actually, there wasn't really contact there. It looked like just as he turned, something got tight in that right leg, and he goes down quickly.
Yeah, I never did see a foul indicated by the referee. And so this might end up being a drop ball here. Edwards last year played 11 games for the Toros. Finished the year on a hot streak with 3 goals in his last 3 games. But did not make his first appearance this season until July 17th against Orange County.
Get a look right here. Yeah, that right leg just immediately tenses up. You see he grabs it and down he goes. And they're going to call for the backboard. So it looks like they're going to carry him off. So trainers work on him. Hate to see that, a promising start to the season for him. He's been a big part of the Toros since being able to join the team after his international time. Had the start tonight, had a couple of really good looks, some good passes. They've been trying to working through him in the box, and he had a really good opportunity there.
Yeah, just 24 years old and well known locally, isn't he?
Yeah, had his collegiate career at the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley here in Edinburgh, 3 miles down the road, played for UTRGV. Perennial runner for WAC Player of the Year in his time with the Vaqueros.
And they're taking him off on the opposite side of the pitch, which is toward the locker rooms. So we probably won't see him again in the first half. And we see Maloney, a nice bit of sportsmanship there to come over and wish him good fortune. As we see, they're going to sub him out. So with Edwards out, they send in Alexis Cerritos, the 20-year-old forward.
Cerritos, one of those big performers early in the season for the Toros while Edwards was still on international duty. Brings you a little different look to the offense with Cerritos. Cerritos is a little more speedy, a little more crafty. Edwards was that big body, 6'1", 185, took up a lot of space, hard to push through. Cerritos, not a big body, but he's got speed for days, and he's a very crafty forward. So that may change a little bit in what the Toros are trying to do with their attack in the box.
So it's a drop ball there officially. There was no foul, and Toros will send it back and start their attack again. San Antonio has generated a turnover, and here's Nathan. The slicing shot intended for Gallegos, too far ahead for him. It'll be a goal kick here for the home club. The series between these two, by the way, is completely even. They've each beaten the other 6 times. They've had 7 draws. This is the 20th meeting between these two. Toros have won 4 out of 9 with a couple of draws here at HEB Park. Now free kick awarded to the Toros as Kamiri and also Cerritos get mixed up. Kamiri, a very tall defender there, 6'4". Aggressive player too. We've seen him make several good plays here tonight. Here's Sorto in the open field. He's going to take a shot at the net, and Cardone full stretch. That goes wide, and Cardone furious at his defense for getting so lackadaisical.
Yeah, they just kind of took a nap right there. Sorto took 2 steps forward, pulled the ball back at his feet, another step forward. Nobody came up to challenge him. And he said, well, if you're not going to challenge me, I'll take a kick from there. Another look right here. See, tests, big kick. And Cardone does all he can just to make sure that's not going to sneak its way into the net.
And certainly no excuses for San Antonio not to know the prowess of Sorto, who has scored twice against the San Antonio team this season. Cardone certainly knew. And made sure his defense in front of him was aware. San Antonio will send this one deep. Headed away by Pimentel. Terrific touch there by the defender, Pimentel. Now he lobs it into the San Antonio end. Kamiri with the header, and Toros win control. They'll try the right to Asokada. Has Manley to his right. He'll slide it over toward Manley. Looking for the cross. Here it comes from Manley. Sorto gets a header on it. Not quite what he wanted. And Cerritos with it now. Cerritos will send it forward to Vera into the area. Sorto unable to get it. Asokada will shoot. It's in the net. It's a goal, and we're tied up. Wow, Asokada with a quick turn and a fire, and it's all tied at 1.
That was a sweet kick by Azokar. Nice job on the rebound there. San Antonio again in that bend, don't break defensive set. They allow that ball to bounce around a little bit. And Azokar, sweet as sugar, has a good look at that and is able to kick that right up in that corner, catch the top crossbar, and ricochet it down right over the top of Cardone. Spectacular attack.
It's his team-high 5th goal of the season. And the 25-year-old from Venezuela strikes pay dirt here in the 35th minute. We're all tied at 1 now. A couple of good-looking goals by both these teams here early on. That ball bounces all the way to Miller in the Toros net. And he'll immediately go over to the far side to Vera. And now Sorto with it. It looked like they were trying to get it to Sorto. Sorto slid toward the ball, trying to get a foot on it. It was wide of him, but went to Asokada, who was able to do a quick turn and fire to the right of Cardone. Tied it at 1. We've seen both goals go in on the underside of the crossbar.
That's what we've seen from the Toros all season. That's another midfielder stepping up and getting a goal, and that's where the Toros have really excelled. It's not the forwards that are coming up and getting a lot of goals. It's these midfielders attacking the net, crashing on free balls, and finding really good looks to the back of the net.
Yeah, that reminds me of the 25 goals that the Toros have scored this season, including that one. 16 have been by midfielders. Team really strong in the midfield. And I think that's their 19th goal of the 25 that were scored from inside the penalty area. So this is a team that they don't have a lot of boomers from outside, but they will crash that net. There's Epps meandering his way across the midfield. Tries the through ball that's going to be too far ahead of Nathan. And Miller has control. Miller, another one of those players. There's about 4 or 5 players from Maryland on this Toros roster. And Gleedle intercepts that. A chance here for San Antonio. Nathan trying to get turned, goes down just outside the area. And this is going to be a foul, a free kick for the Alamo City in a very dangerous position. I think the foul committed there by the Toros, Riley. And this is going to be from about 19 yards out, right in the middle.
See that pass come in, Riley trying to defend on the corner. Their legs get caught up, and if he's going to get a foul, it's going to get it for that forearm. He has that forearm that he just kind of plants in the back. It looks like Dylan there, and as Dylan's going down, so he'll pick up a foul and maybe a card. It looked like the referee was reaching for a card there for a moment. We'll wait for a confirmation on that.
Yeah, I saw that too, like he kind of reached toward his pocket. Never did see the yellow pop up, but we'll see. I think that was Lindley who made the nice pass over to Nathan. And then Nathan getting fouled. This is actually going to be about 20 yards outside of the Toros goal line. Usually when you're that close, it's very difficult to get it over the wall and down.
So actually they're going to call the foul and give the card on Grant Robinson, and that's going to be on the hard tackle he landed on Lindley before what happened at the top of the box there between Robinson and some Maloney and Pimentel getting mixed up in there.
A little bit of posturing there going on near the ball. Yeah, 3rd yellow card this year on Robinson. Looks like Nathan standing by to take the free kick. Toros will put 5 in the wall and then 1 laying down on the turf in case they shoot low. And these are always tough for keepers because you're never quite sure, should I, shade over to the left or to the right. Miller actually off his line at the moment. Toros basically putting the whole team in the wall. Shot and a save made! Ball loose in front, kicked out by Sorto. Miller, a tremendous save from virtually point-blank range. And San Antonio unable to get on the rebound, and now Miller intercepts that cross. What a play by Miller. And even on the penalty kick, he had a nice play. He's having a terrific game.
You take a look at this. Nathan puts that right in a good spot. Squirts it through Miller. All he can do is just kind of knock that down with his forearms. And San Antonio unable to counter. They had a bouncing ball in the box right there with 2 players behind the back line. But Christian Sorto able to jump on that and send it away before anything near too well occurs.
Tremendous goalkeeping here by Miller in the first half against this San Antonio club. Miller making his first start of the season.
Going for the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USLW League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to USLWleague.com to learn more.
Yeah, it even looked like on that save by Miller that he was kind of diving right and the ball was a little bit left, and he was still able to get the hands on it to deflect it. And then Sorto able to clear it there after the loose ball was there on the turf in front of the Toros net. It's going to be a free kick now for the Toros. There have been 5 fouls on each team in the first half. Been pretty clean for the most part, as we're only about 3 minutes from halftime. Murphy will fire this one into the San Antonio end. Schuberg able to play it forward for San Antonio. Epps will send this one up. That's Nathan with control and puts it back toward his back line. It's controlled by Abu. And now Kamiri with it at the half line. San Antonio looking for maybe one last attack here before they go to the locker room. Team's tied at 1 at the moment. And a long pass intended for Guido, too far for him, and the Toros will have it back.
It looked like Abu lost his footing right as he was about to kick that. He ends up slipping, and so he floats that rather than being able to kind of drive it to Dylan like he wanted to.
Now, San Antonio coming off a loss last Wednesday, 2-0 to El Paso, but they did produce quite a bit of offense. They had 8 shots and 9 corners in that game against the Locomotive, just unable to put one into the net. And we've seen some spirited attacks by them here in this game. Cardoni forced to come out on that one. The Alamo City with control once again. Gallegos, 19 years old, against Vera. Nice move there by Gallegos. But Murphy comes in to intercept. Murphy will fire it up to Cerritos. Cerritos, a mid-half sub for the injured Kyle Edwards. He'll roll it over to Lopez. Lopez, nice through ball here to Azocar. Azocar goes down. Cardone makes the save. Referee rules play on.
And the local fans, not a bit of joy found in that one. They really thought Azocar had his feet cut out from under him. Referee waves that one off, says, nope, play on, play on.
So San Antonio with a chance here. This is Epps. Back to Abu. Abu, by the way, from Ghana. And now we've got a ball centered in there. I think a Toros player was able to get a head on that and prevent a redirection on net. Nathan was charging toward it. I think Pimentel able to head it clear and concede the corner.
And Pimentel has been spectacular You see him come up big there once again. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM-FC, North America's only 24/7 source for soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Maloa, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches all week long. Visit Sirius XM-FC channel 157.
Miller comes out to intercept the cross by Lindley. Nice play there by Miller, who will roll it out to Lopez. And the Toros on the attack, only 3 back on defense at the moment. Lopez will send it towards Cerritos. Lido comes out to mark him into the area. Also, Carr shot, and it's deflected wide. Now, also Carr got it right there in his wheelhouse. And one of the defenders deflected it wide. Otherwise, it might be 2-1 at the moment.
But Azo Carr has been spectacular here in the early going. It seems like every time the Toros get a good look, Azo Carr's right there with a big right foot. That's the 3rd time he has come very close to scoring his 2nd goal.
It was the defender Leo Torres who deflected that out for San Antonio. Deflected a point-blank shot. Murphy with the corner kick. And San Antonio has control. This is Nathan with it. We're into stoppage time for the first half. Nathan will fly it forward to Gallegos. Gallegos going against 2 defenders. Robinson able to knock it away from him. Can't quite clear it, though. No indication yet of how much stoppage time we'll have. Probably at least a couple of minutes. As Mohamed Abu with control of it right now. Looks to the left. Nobody open right, so he'll go back to the left. That's Maloney, who's run all the way up from his defensive position. Kind of an overlap attack there by San Antonio, but it's knocked out. Oh, we're going to have 4 extra minutes. That's right, we had Esokada who got hurt in the first minute of play, and then a couple of other players shaken up, and Edwards, of course, the most serious one. So about 4 minutes of added time here at the end of the first half. It's been back and forth between these 2 teams who are real familiar with each other. San Antonio winning 3 out of 4 last year, but hasn't beaten the Toros this season. Gallegos sends it in. It bounces out. Now onto the foot of Abu, trying to get turned. And he'll find Gallegos. Gallegos will slide it forward for Abu, who's charging forward. Robinson went with him. Robinson blocking his cross attempt, and this will be another corner here for San Antonio.
San Antonio's, 3rd trip to the True Fit corner?
You're right, third corner for them. Toros have had 4.
This is a really good spot for San Antonio because they've gotten the Toros a little winded. They've been racing down on their counter, so now they get a chance to take a breath and get set.
Lindley will send this in. It goes too far for everyone. It'll go out for a harmless goal kick. Nobody on the far post that time for San Antonio. They get nothing out of it. Toros on the move right now. This is Cerritos. Just 20 years old. Send the ball for Lopez. They're not closing in on Lopez, giving him some time, so he finds Sorto. Sorto against Kamiri, forced to concede possession. They work it all the way around to Manley now. Manley will send it into the area. A couple of players there. A header by the Toros will go over the bar. Toros at least able to make contact there as we're in the final minute of stoppage. And Asokara, I think, got his noggin on that ball there for a moment.
You have to love what you're seeing defensively for both squads. I think the offenses on each side are playing some of the best soccer we've seen for either one of these teams on the year, but the defenses have really come up big in those key moments to keep those powerful attacks from finding their way into a successful scoring position.
Cardoni, one of the top keepers in the USL. Send this one all the way to the half line. Toros fire it back. Looks like Gleedle will be the first one there for San Antonio. Ball will go out. This will be a Toros throw in, but we should just have only a few seconds left here before the whistle. Lopez on the left side, marked by Gleedle. Waiting for some reinforcements here. He'll find Cerritos. And there's the whistle. We're at halftime, and our score is tied at 1. Some spirited action by both these teams. The Alamo City coming into Edinburgh and firing away at these Toros team, and the Toros team firing right back. We're all tied at 1 here at the break. Coming up, some news and notes around the USL, plus our halftime highlights and halftime stats. I'm Mark May with Brian Smith, and you're watching the USL Championship on ESPN+.
When we said Reliant offers free flex days, we had something a little different in mind. Get the flexibility of free electricity on your 2 highest use days every week with the Reliant Truly Free Flex Days plan. That's up to 8 free days a month. So go on. What are you waiting for? We'll even upgrade your plan to solar. On us. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow. Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together. Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
And we're back at HEB Park. We're tied at 1 between San Antonio FC and the Rio Grande Valley Toros FC. Time for our halftime report.
Yeah, special thanks to our halftime sponsor, Live Oak Vodka, the official vodka of the Rio Grande Valley Toros. And hey, Mark, you have questions about what's going on around the USL? Let's take a look at the update.
Hey, everybody. Scott Stewart here from USL. Proud to be joined by Puma's John Miller here for an interview. What initially attracted you to the league, and what are your thoughts on the partnership so far?
For us, the mutual experience of offering access to the sport to numerous marketplaces across North America is really what grew us. And then, of course, the great team at the USL has been tremendous to work with from the get-go.
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
In front, header, score! What a goal! Goal to the 901! He puts it in! Colorado Springs has its lead! Goal! It's another for Colorado Springs!
And back here at HEB Park, and we've got some more USL info for you. Brian, what have you got there?
3 games on tap across the USL today. You know what's going on right now between Rio Grande Valley and San Antonio. Tacoma downed Oakland 3-1 earlier today. And in the closing moments, Atlanta leads Indy 11 6-2. Team of the week for the USL. Looks a little like this. Couple of familiar faces to Toro fans on that one. And goal was Austin Guerrero. Player of the week from the El Paso Locomotive, Luis Solniak, picks it up after what was a spectacular week for him. He came up huge for the Locomotive as they continue to push their way toward not only the top of the USL, but really gaining that lead in the middle of the Mountain Division.
You kind of notice he's wearing that sky blue jersey, which I'm sure he's used to because he's also an Argentine national.
He's been just spectacular in the early going. A couple of other announcements across the USL as this week continues. They just released the USL playoff format. The USL Championship announced its playoff structure for this coming season, which will fixture 16 teams at the conclusion of this season in October. When you look at that playoff bracket, there's some interesting things occurring there. As the top 4 teams from each division will play in a single elimination bracket, with the top 2 clubs in each division hosting in that opening playoff round. So what you're going to have are the top 4 teams from the Mountain Division facing off with the top 4 from the Pacific, and then on the other side, the Central facing off against the Atlantic. And then they'll reset for the second and third rounds, looking for a championship final, which will be played on Sunday, November the 28th.
And I think if the playoffs were to begin tomorrow, the Toros would be in second place in the Mountain. They'd play the third place team from the Pacific, which would be the San Diego Loyal right now, a team they've already faced and beaten.
And a couple of quick updates on what's going on as far as transactions are concerned in the USL, as Orange County has acquired some veteran experience, acquiring Sean O'Coley via transfer from the Austin Bold, bringing the veteran forward back to the club that he spent last season with there in 2020. On the season, O'Coley recorded 7 goals, 2 assists in 15 appearances for Orange County last season, also leading the team in shots on goal with 37. So they'll look to bring some veteran forward experience back over to Orange County as they try to make that push to get themselves back into a good spot there within the Pacific Division.
And I think he's a former USL MVP, isn't he? He's quite a player in the USL.
Yeah, and he's got some Golden Boot experience, 16 goals on his career. He also has spent some time in the MSL with Seattle Sounders, New York Revolution, New York City FC. So he's definitely a very experienced forward that's going to add some real attack to that Orange County squad.
And by the way, it's gone final now. Atlanta beating Indy 11 by a score of 6-2. So this is the only game still going on in the USL, and we're at the break. And we'll be back in a moment with some look at our halftime highlights, halftime stats, also standings in the schedule for both of these teams here in the USL going forward. So at the break, we're tied at 1. Well, let's go ahead and look at the schedule now. So we see for San Antonio FC, and what is their, I know they're about to finish off their 4-game road swing, aren't they?
Yeah, and they've got a really tough little push ahead of them because they're going to finish up this road swing in New York against New York Red Bulls. And then look at what comes after that. Real Monarchs, a team that's really come on strong over the last couple of games. Then they're going to face Mountain Leader.
Yeah, Monarchs pulled an upset last night over San Diego. So, yeah, you're right. They're getting strong.
And then they're going to face Mountain Division leader, the El Paso Locomotive. Then they've got the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who have really shown themselves to be a dominant club over the last couple of years.
They're a division leader as well.
And then they'll hit the road again to face Austin Bold, another Mountain Division rival. So as this schedule continues to tick on, San Antonio's road does not get any easier over the next couple of weeks. On the flip side for the Toros, their schedule really starting to shape themselves up. They're going to face Colorado Springs Switchbacks, a team that's now kind of walked their way into third place in the Mountain Division right now, depending on what happens this evening.
And they figure, they feature the leading scorer in the USL too, don't they? That's an exciting club.
So you're going to have him against a really strong back line for the Toros. That could be a game to watch, game of the week.
Yep, could be. And Hashi Berry with 15 goals. Yeah, that'll be exciting next week.
And then they'll hit the road for their next 3, Austin Bold, El Paso Locomotive, and the OKC Energy, a team that's really shown some strong defensive play from their midfield. So that'll be something to watch there as you get to see some midfielders shift themselves back to help that back line for the Energy. Then they'll return home on September 4th to face Loudoun United.
All right, and and the teams in the Mountain Division, as we talked about, and right now, we talked about the playoff format. Those top 4 teams would be the ones in the playoff picture at the moment. San Antonio would be out of the playoff picture, but we noticed with 21 points, they could leap all the way into fourth, or actually ahead of Colorado Springs on goal difference if they pull the win tonight, move all the way to third.
I think the Mountain Division is shaping up to be one of the toughest divisions in the USL right now. You see El Paso, as we talked about, starting to pull away there at 37 points, but look at the gap between San Antonio in 6th and Rio Grande Valley in 2nd, just 7 points. That's essentially 2 wins and a draw. So anything can really happen to catapult one team up or pull one team down those standings with one bad week.
All right, let's take a break. Be back with some halftime highlights and halftime stats in a moment. We're tied at 1 here at HEB Park. You're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
When we said Reliant offers free flex days, we had something a little different in mind. Get the flexibility of free electricity on your 2 highest use days every week with the Reliant Truly Free Flex Days plan. That's up to 8 free days a month. So go on. What are you waiting for? We'll even upgrade your plan to solar. On us. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing: providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow. Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together. Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
Today at Whataburger, we're cooking the Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. We got 3 chicken strips topped with Whataburger's own buffalo sauce, a little bit of buttermilk ranch, 2 slices of Monterey Jack cheese. The combination is just right.
It's crunchy and then it's spicy and then it's cool. Your mouth is exploding with flavor.
It just all works together, and then you add the cheese in there.
It kind of wakes me up, honestly. My goodness. I could see myself getting this every time I come here.
They're gonna go crazy for this thing. The Buffalo Ranch chicken strip sandwich. That's back, and it's only for a limited time.
Welcome back. Here are the highlights.
First half was action-packed. You see Gallegos and Azócar getting wrapped up. That led to a kick right here from Nathan, and boy, he squirts that right past Miller. Spectacular placement and force. And that put San Antonio up 1-0 early. But the Toros not afraid to come back. There's Sorto finding the angle, trying to push that one through. Kyle Edwards, quick move there, but he comes up limping on that right leg. He ends up leaving, and that put a shot to the offense for the Toros. Sorto once again trying to dial up long distance. Can't get that calling card, though, as he pushes that one through. And there's the goal for the Toros. Sweet as sugar. Carlos Azócar comes up huge there and is able to push that over the top and get that deflection off the crossbar. Nathan on the other side trying to get the second goal here, but a nice job by Miller. Comes up big, deflects that away. Christian Sorto able to clear it. Azócar gets his legs cut out from under by Kamiri there. No foul. Toros fans a little upset about that one, but Azócar continues swinging, big right leg, but cannot get it past that back line defensively. Here's a look at your stats here through the first half. You know the score is tied at 1-1, but look at the shots there. 7 by the Toros, 2 of which were on target, 3 for San Antonio, 2 of which are on target. Possession seems to be about what we expect to see for these two programs. As you see, the Toros about 53% compared to San Antonio, hovering around 47%. 2 offsides for San Antonio as they continue to do what they do best. That's push those long, aggressive passes, trying to get their forward some space. 1 yellow card issued in the first half. That went against Grant Robertson in the closing minutes. No red cards. Any way you slice it, though, an action-packed and maybe one of the best first halves we've seen all season here between RGV and San Antonio as these two teams look to come out with a big result in their final appearance against each other on the season.
A couple of other stats. Corner kicks was 4-3 in favor of the Toros. Each team had 5 fouls apiece in a pretty clean first half there. Grant Robinson picking up the 1 yellow card there for the Toros. And 1 sub made, that was Cerritos coming in for the injured Edwards. That was also a Toro sub. So San Antonio, we'll see if they make any changes here as we get ready for the second half. And I didn't quite realize it, but now after seeing the highlights, Asokad had a great first half.
Yeah, he's been spectacular all season for the Toros, but I think what you saw happen here in the first half is he just kind of took the mantle of this team's heartbeat, threw it on his shoulders, and ran down the pitch with it. Every time down, it seemed like if something positive was happening for the Toros, on the offensive side at least, it was Azokar right in the middle of it. Nice job of passing to set his teammates up, and a really good job. I don't know if you noticed it much there in the highlights, but he did a spectacular job of just kind of reading what the defense was giving him and putting himself in a spot where he could receive a clean pass and then do something with it. And that is something that is a kind of an underappreciated value, I think, in a lot of midfielders coming in, because you think of a midfielder as being somebody that's just distributing the ball, trying to set the tone, but he attacks.
Almost like a point guard.
Put himself in a spot, and he said, I'll be the scorer if you want me to be, just send it right here.
Yeah, and he did a great job on that goal. He was able to, he actually got control of the ball with his back toward the goal and was able to create a shot for himself with a quick turnaround, bounced it in on the underside of the crossbar. And he's really come on strong since, he was kind of injured at the start of the year, didn't play right at the beginning, but now this is his 11th game this season, his 7th start, and of course now has 5 goals. He had last scored on July 31st, so that was just 2 games ago. And really taking control of this team, especially with Elvis Amo missing his 8th straight game here tonight out with an injury. So we see the second half now underway. Teams have switched in. San Antonio on the left in white against the Toros in blue, who are on the right side. And we're just underway in half number 2, tied at 1 here at HEB Park. Goals in the first half by Nathan for San Antonio and Asokar for the Toros have tied things up. We see an attempted cross there. Broken up by the Toros initially, but San Antonio regaining control, and this is going to be sent in by Lindley. The Toros able to intercept that, get it to Manley, who will clear it out into safety.
And it's a nice job there by the Toros, because San Antonio came out with a whole different kind of fever to open the second half. They were attacking with some ferocity. Manley doing the smart thing there, just clear that ball out, give yourselves a chance to get a breath and kind of stretch yourself back out into position, because San Antonio was really giving them fits.
By the way, this is the 4th meeting between these two teams this season. The Toros winning the first meeting by a score of 2-1. That was back on May 16th. Then on May 29th in San Antonio, they tied at 1. And on June 19th, the last time they played, that was also in San Antonio, was another 1-1 draw. Of course, we're tied at 1 right now. So it's been all 3 games, or 4 games now, have been tight between these two division rivals. By the way, they're also pretty close geographically. This is the closest team in the USL to the Toros, who are at the southern tip of Texas. San Antonio kind of in central Texas, about 230 miles north of Edinburgh. Here's a nice pass to Gallegos, has some space there against Manley into the area. Tried to cross it back, and it's last touched by the Toros. This will be a corner kick early on here for San Antonio.
And Gallegos doing a really nice job there. We've seen him in the first half and really all season as a really good kind of distributor and driver for this San Antonio team. Does a nice job of dribbling through some contact there and tries to get that cross in a position where either, I think it was Lindley or Nathan he was looking to connect with to try to put something on net.
Gallegos comes in, just 19 years old, but 2 goals and 2 assists for him this year. As we see Lindley, the midfielder out of North Carolina, about to take the corner kick. Send this in toward the near post where it's played out by Asokar. Not quite out, as Lindley will now send it back in. And once again, the Toros won't let this one get through. Murphy plays it out and concedes the corner kick. You see a collision occurred there in front of the goal between Miller and one of the San Antonio players.
And that was Nathan. Nathan was collapsing, and he runs into that brick wall that is Colin Miller, standing right there on the line.
Yeah, Miller, big presence, 6'3", 194. Against Nathan, who only stands 5'10". Taller than I thought, and Lindley will take this corner once again as we see another look at it. You can see Nathan was charging that near post and ran into Miller as Lindley sends this one high, arcing Miller out to get it. Collides and is fouled as he goes down to ground.
That's 2 hard collisions with Miller and a San Antonio player right there at the top of the box. Neither one quick to get up. In fact, they're going to beckon the trainers out.
Yeah, this is Kamiri, who's a 6'4" defender coming in to try to head that ball. Ran into Miller from behind, and anytime the keeper's able to get his hands on it and then gets jostled, they're going to call a foul against the attacking team, as we see Coach Wilmer Cabrera looking on from the Toros sideline.
Looks like we're going to get a yellow card issued against Kamiri there. And that's what you have to do if you're the referee. When you've got the keeper coming out, they're basically defenseless because their eyes are on the ball and only on the ball. So anytime you have a hard collision right there, you're going to have favor given to the keeper. See, Kamiri's going to come over after picking up that yellow as he makes a collision with Miller from behind.
Now, are they subbing Kamiri out, or is he just rehydrating there on the sideline? That would, for Kamiri, that would be just his second yellow of the season.
I think they sent Kamiri off for a second because he was slow to get up. So they're going to, like you
maybe
typically
the
have with an
protocol.
injury, make him start off at the sideline.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's back on now, so they have all 11 out there for San Antonio. As Vera intercepts for the Toros and initiates their attack. Lopez will fire it forward, intended for Sorto. Guido will let that go out. It'll be a goal kick here for the Alamo City. Opening 5 minutes of the second half. Still tied at 1. It was the San Antonio who scored first in the 19th minute. Nathan's penalty. 35th minute, Asokar equalized for the Toros. Toros sending that one forward. And then it's played back, and Manley unable to get to it. This will go out. This will be a throw in here for San Antonio. Gallegos. This pass intended for Nathan, taken by the Toros. Cerritos with it, surrounded by San Antonio players right now. And then Abu intercepts. So San Antonio, this is the third of a 4-game road trip for them. They go to New York next Saturday, take on the Red Bulls. That'll be a 6 o'clock kickoff Central Time for them. Sorto with it on the left side. Will play it back. Cerritos with it into the middle there, but Lindley intercepts for San Antonio. San Antonio on the attack now, and they've got only a couple of defenders down as Gallegos tries a through ball to Nathan, and it's intercepted by Riley. Good play there by Riley. San Antonio had a good opportunity there developing. Nice move there by Osokata to keep that from going out. Now to Lopez, he'll take a shot. Save made by Cardone. Lopez, quick fire, and he does have a powerful leg. We've seen him from before, from outside the area, and he gave it a real go there.
That's just great placement there for the Toros. Rodrigo Lopez gets it right top of the box. Couldn't have centered it much better. And as that San Antonio defense was just a little slow to collapse on him, as we saw in the first half with Sorto, these midfielders for the Toros not afraid to take those deep shots if the defense is going to give them a good look.
Lopez had the corner kick attempt. You see it went all the way through. And San Antonio will have the throw in. Yeah, great save by Cardone there. Went to full stretch. Got a piece of that. We mentioned how he came in leading the league in saves. Doesn't lead in clean sheets, but what it means is that San Antonio does give up shots, but Cardone has been there for them. Ball taken by Dillon for San Antonio. And they'll send it deep to the left side. Goes out of play, and the Toros will have control. Toros' next home game will be next Saturday at HEB Park. They'll be playing Colorado Springs. That'll be the first meeting with them, first of 4 meetings with the Switchbacks. We see Asokar sends this into the area. Robinson was trying to get to it in time, but it was kicked away by Gleedle. Lopez with control. I tried to get that to Manley, but Abu was on top of it for San Antonio. That ball headed by Kamiri. Kamiri with another header. Lopez trying to get control. Will find Manley with some space. Lob it into the area, and Cardone comes out to grab it. Cerritos was right there. Could have put that home if Cardone had not come out to intercept. Nathan trying to get control here. He's got to upend one of the Toros players. That's going to be Veta who's down. Play continues, and Manley, I think, is going to put this out of play so that Veta can be attended to. There's a hard collision there between Veta and Nathan, I believe. And Veta shaken up right now here in the 55th minute.
Yeah, it looked like as Veta's foot was coming down, Nathan got the ball under it. So Veta's ankle just kind of rolls as he's trying to plant it. We'll take another look right here.
There's a quick highlight of Cardone's save a moment ago.
So he picked that up very quickly and then sent it long. Trainer will take a look at Veta as that looked live like that ankle just gave through the contact.
Lopez, by the way, we saw him, that hard shot he took a moment ago that Cardone was able to save. Lopez, 34 years old, from Guadalajara, Mexico, formerly played with Chivas down there. Playing in his 17th game for the Toros here tonight. Came in with 23 shots on the season. He's a guy that can certainly manufacture his shot. That's Murphy and Nathan. Then Nathan went to ground as Veta was coming in from the opposite direction.
Yeah, and it looked like along with his ankle giving, Nathan's kick just went right into that shin of Veta. That doesn't tickle. It kicks straight to the shin, does not tickle at all, and Veta needed just a moment to kind of compose himself. Looks like he'll have to start from the sideline, but he'll be right back in momentarily.
Veta, before the season, had spent the last 6 years with LA Galaxy 2, played 112 games with them. Came up from the LA Galaxy Academies, of course, originally from California. Started his 12th straight game here tonight. As Manley plays this up forward, we're back into play now. And the flag goes up, indicating it went out of play, so this will be a San Antonio throw-in. Toros have had the better opportunities here early in the second half. Through ball there intended for Dillon is taken away by Riley. Nice move there to get it up to Manley. Manley tried to feed Robinson, but Abu takes it back. Now here's Lindley. Lindley, a nice move there. A through ball will be picked up by Miller. He's trying to get it ahead to Dillon. Dillon, who has 3 goals on the season, but unable to get a good look here so far tonight. Torres with control. This is Cerritos. A lot of speed on that left side. It's a nice little move to get by 2 markers. Into the area now against Kamiri, and Kamiri goes to ground to stuff that one. He'll concede. Well, I thought it would be a corner kick, but I guess Cerritos must have touched it last. This will be a goal kick here for the visiting club. Played forward by Maloney. And then Gallegos is going to lob it up toward Dillon. Dillon, a tall player. Nice little touch to Nathan. Shot and a score. Great pass by Dillon. Great shot by Nathan. And Nathan has his second goal of the evening. And San Antonio regains the lead 2-1.
That is a spectacular touch by Dillon. He had blue kits all around him trying to cut his angles off. Colin Miller comes out to try to collapse on that, and just that sweet little touch catches Nathan in stride, and Miller just cannot get back to cover that far side of the net. That was a spectacular attack for San Antonio.
We talked about those dual forwards coming in with 8 goals on the season, and now they have 10 goals combined here tonight. It's Nathan scoring both goals, one unassisted on a penalty in the first half, and that one with a nice feed by Dillon. And I had just gotten through mentioning that Dillon hadn't really had much in the way of opportunities, and he created one for himself there, found Nathan wide open, and Nathan quickly made the Toros pay with it with a nice slot to the left side of Miller.
Well, that's just spectacular execution both by Dylan and Nathan. Colin Millen makes not a bad read there because it looked like Dylan may be able to fight through the kits surrounding him, so Miller has to come out and respect that Dylan's going to have a pretty good look at net coming from that side, but the wherewithal to see that and very quickly get that touch over to Nathan. A beautiful, beautiful attack from San Antonio, and that's textbook of what you expect to see from this San Antonio team. Long passes to those two forwards and allow those two to use their chemistry and their wherewithal to set up good looks.
Manley with a soft touch to Asokar. Asokar, who has the Toros goal here tonight, saves that one from going out. San Antonio with a tight defense right now. They have the lead here in the early going of the second half. Asokar trying to get by. Nice tackle there by Maloney. And this will go out. It'll be a Toros throw-in.
I think Azokar was looking for a foul there. So there was a lot of contact there as those two were fighting for position.
Well, there we see Cerritos upended. And this is going to be a free kick. Also a yellow card being issued against San Antonio. I think that's Abu who got the booking.
Yeah, as he comes in and just takes the legs right from Cerritos. And he tries to argue that I got to the ball first, but the issue there is, yeah, he got to the ball first, but in the process just takes right out the legs of Cerritos. Still kind of favoring that left ankle a little bit. He's going to get up and try to walk that off. Yellow card confirmed, handed out to Muhammad Abu.
It's the second yellow tonight on a San Antonio player. Cerritos still hobbling a little bit. Cerritos' father, Ronaldo Cerritos, played for the El Salvadorian national team. Also played in MLS. Cerritos, of course, from coming out of Santa Clara, California, but has that El Salvadorian heritage. And this a free kick in a dangerous position here for the Toros. Asokar standing over the ball at the moment, along with Lopez. Both those players expert at free kicks. It'll be a five-man wall for San Antonio. Cardone favoring his right side. Lopez is going to go forward now. It looks like could be Murphy or Asokar to take the kick. It's going to be Asokar. Kick over the wall toward the net, and it's tipped over the bar. Cardone with another huge save in this game for San Antonio.
Trying to look right here. Azokar puts that in a really good spot. Cardone times his jump perfectly and is able just to push that over the top and then spring back to his feet. He has been spectacular in goal for San Antonio here.
And a corner kick here for the Toros. San Antonio able to kick that one clear. Yeah, Cardone, and it's hard to tip that ball over the bar when your arm is at full stretch. If you have your elbow bent, you can kind of push. As Cardone comes out, gets a piece of that one. Play will continue as Cardone goes to ground. And San Antonio on the attack here against three defenders. San Antonio on the move. This is Gallegos. Avoids one marker. Tries to get it to Nathan. It was behind him and then cleared by Murphy. A poor pass there by San Antonio, and the Toros dodge a bit of a bullet there. Asokar trying to dance his way through three defenders. Nathan able to pick his pocket there, and the Alamo City team on the attack once again. Linden with it. Will square it over to Abu, and now Gallegos with it. Tried to get that forward for Epps, but Murphy able to play it forward for the Toros. And Toros trying to clear the ball now, and finally do, and they get it to Lopez in the open field. Cerritos, who was shaken up a moment ago. Back out there, will square it over for Asokar. He'll send it back to the midfield line. Robinson couldn't quite get the touch on that one, and Epps giving him fits. Forces Lopez to come back to get control. Ball played over to the left side to Vera. Now Robinson with it. Robinson a little bit of space, but the defense converging on him. Give it to Veta. Veta with some space there. He'll send a cross and a header, and it's just over the bar. Was that Sorto? It was Sorto. Came in there, almost had his 4th goal of the season.
Times that leap really well. Sorto gets it, is able to drive it right off the top of his head, which is what you want to do. You want to try to drive it off that hardest point. Gets just a little bit under it perhaps, and that one floats just high over the crossbar.
Sorto there, yeah, great technique there. Just couldn't quite bring it down. Very nearly had his 4th goal. Would have been his 3rd against the San Antonio team. He had a real good shot in the first half that forced Cardone to go to full stretch. There's Abu with it for San Antonio. Gallegos able to turn. Fire the ball forward for Dillon. A little give and go. Tried to get it back to Gallegos, but Murphy was there to intercept for the Toros. Now Cerritos, nice little through ball. Lopez running onto it. He'll shoot, and Cardone, good position there, made the save.
And Cardone's been spectacular. We knew coming in that he was the save leader in the USL, and now we're getting a good look why. He's got great instincts. San Antonio gives up plenty of shots, but Cardone, true to form, does a really nice job of reading the attack and breaking it up.
A free kick won here by San Antonio. Yet Cardone, you notice he's always in position. So we see a substitute about to come on. And that's the mark of a good goalkeeper, is if you're in position, you can make those saves. Cardone never seems to be out of position.
You see Epps taking the seat. He'll be replaced by Emil Cuello, 5'11", 165-pound midfielder. Played his college ball at Southern Methodist.
Cuello started the last game, that Wednesday night's loss to El Paso. Coming on as a sub here, does have 2 goals and 3 assists on the year. See Cuello right there. This will be a throw in for San Antonio. Gleedle throws it into Cuello. Now they get it returned to Cuello. Cuello in the area, trying to make something happen there. Toro's able to get the ball from it. I think they're going to say award a free kick here to the Toros. It'll be the 9th whistle on this San Antonio team. Lopez with it, gets to Pimentel, who will boom it downfield. And then Maloney forced to head it back to his keeper, Cardone. Cardone out of Trinity University. Has at least 4 saves tonight, so I'd give him 60 for the year. Throws another chance here. It's Lopez with 3 defenders around him. Or excuse me, that's Murphy. Murphy able to get out of trouble. And also Codd will send it forward to Manley. I think San Antonio clipped that cross a little bit, but Lopez trying to get control. It's going to lob it back toward Asocad, a little bit high for him. Gallegos on it now. And Gallegos will send it upfield, where Riley's able to play it back to Pimentel for the Toros. Sorto a little one touch there to Robinson. Robinson with some space. He's going to square it all the way to the left side to Vera. Vera and Lopez on that side. Into the middle to Sorto. Fakes right. Will slide it left to Vera. They're trying to cross it. It goes off of Gleedle, and this will be a corner here for the home club. This will be number 7 for the Toros here tonight. A little more than halfway through the second half now. It's 2-1, favors San Antonio. Murphy with the corner, headed out by San Antonio. Over to the right side, Robinson to be the first man there. Back into the area, and Cardone the only one there to play it. The 2 goals by Nathan, one by Asokad for the Toros. Those are our goal scorers here tonight. Nathan with his 6th and 7th goals of the season here this evening, as we have a San Antonio player down. I think that's Dylan. Yeah, Justin Dillon out of Cal Poly out of California, 26 years old.
And they beckon the trainer out to take a look. Give both teams a chance to get a little hydration as well when they take a look at Dillon.
Yeah, that was something we heard this evening, that they might have hydration breaks here this evening. But I think with some of the injuries when they've occurred, it's given the players an opportunity to get hydrated.
Haven't mentioned it much yet, but you see Schuberg there speaking with Gallego. Schuberg, big body on the defensive side. So he goes 6'7". Take another look at those upcoming schedules. We talked about them at halftime, but let's stress them again because we're at that halfway point in the season. The second half can really be where teams distance themselves. Coming up for San Antonio, one more on this road trip. They'll be on the 14th in New York against New York Red Bulls 2. And they're going to come home for 3, and 3 big matchups for them as they'll face Real Monarchs, division leader El Paso Locomotive, another division leader in the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. We're hitting the road once again on September the 7th to face division rival Austin Bold.
So, yeah, they've got 3 division opponents coming up, a chance for them to really make a move.
And then for the Toros, Colorado Springs Switchback, the team that's been coming on strong. They're 3rd in the Mountain Division right now, and they'll have them here at home here on the 14th next Saturday. Then they'll hit the road for 3. Austin Bold, El Paso Locomotive. So a couple of big matchups coming up on both of these squads as they try to kind of solidify themselves within the mountain standings.
So we're back under play now. A Toros player has gone down. This will be a free kick for the Toros. I believe that's Manley. Yeah, Manley on the far side of the pitch. Manley out of Elk Ridge, Maryland, just 25 years old, has 1 goal this season and 1 assist.
Got a substitution for San Antonio in the meantime. Coming in will be Ollie Wright. He's going to replace Justin Dillon. Dillon, the player that was a little slow to get up a couple moments ago. Wright, the 5'10", 168-pound midfielder out of St. Mary's. He's going to come in and give San Antonio some fresh legs here with about 20 minutes left in regulation.
And Wright with 2 assists this season. He's a midfielder, Dillon a forward. And Dillon's night is done. Had a terrific assist on that second goal to Nathan here in this second half.
And the USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud.
Free kick awarded to the Toros here in a dangerous position. Toros looking for the equalizer. Lopez, who had a really good shot here in this second half. That was a great save by Cardone. Looking over the ball at the moment as we see Cardone on his near post, giving some direction to his defenders. He's got 4 in the wall in front of him. Asokad, Murphy, and Lopez there. Lopez will take the free kick into the area, trying to get it to Manley for a header. San Antonio got a piece of that. Toros still with a chance here. Cerritos chases it down. Send it back to Sorto. Sorto tried to go into the area, but it's blocked in front by Cuello. And it's played all the way back here for the Toros. There's Murphy. Will fire it over to the right side. Lopez with it. Lopez, who does a lot of end-to-end moves, covers a lot of ground each game. Pass it off. It pinballs its way toward Vera. Vera with the cross. And then tipped up in the air. Cardone coming after it. Gets a weak hand on it. Here's Lopez with a shot. It's blocked in front by Abu. Lopez with a second chance. Chips it in. And then it's headed out of play by the tall defender, Kamiri. Kamiri extending his 6'4" frame to get a piece of that. and send it out of play. And Kamiri, I think, came down kind of hard, probably off balance, and is shaken up at the moment. You see Grant Robinson, who was in the mix there. Let's take another look.
Oh, yeah, Robinson kind of comes down on Kamiri. Around that lower back, just kind of sits on his lower back as he's coming down.
I think they may have called a foul there on Robinson, who collided with Kamiri. And so the Toros won't get a corner kick out of it. There'll still instead be a free kick to the Alamo City. And Kamiri's still shaken up at the moment. So we approach just over 15 minutes to go before full time. This will be the 7th foul on the Toros. Been 11 called against San Antonio.
They'll beckon the trainers out once again to take a look at Kamiri now. Substitutions coming in for the Toros as Vicente Sanchez and Babukar Jay will take the field. Sorto and Veta taking a seat.
There'll be 3 subs used by the Toros. San Antonio has used 2. I think Vicente Sanchez came out onto the pitch.
Sanchez, that very, very crafty veteran for the Toros. And this is about the time you typically will see Vicente Sanchez for the Toros. Usually comes in somewhere after the 70th minute. 5'7", 145-pound midfielder out of Uruguay.
Yeah, he played under Coach Cabrera for the Dynamo back in 2017. He's also played for Colorado Rapids in the MLS. With different teams in the Mexican League, also the German Bundesliga, Club America in the Mexican League, Club Nacional in Uruguay, also with the Uruguayan national team. Quite a CV he comes in there with, and Coach Cabrera has described him as a coach on the field, so he'll be on for the last 15 minutes and change as we're back underway. San Antonio with control. That Maloney plays it ahead, then Maloney gets the return pass, sends it into the area, and a shot here at the net, and a save made by Miller. It's a shot by Lindley, a nice little one touch, but Miller had the angle and made the save. Miller, his second save tonight. This ball goes.
And they'll say that's off of Azokar. Clean tackle by Kamiri. Deflects off of Azokar. So throw-in's going to be awarded to San Antonio.
That goes off Robinson. San Antonio will throw it in again. Now Robinson able to play it there for the Toros. And Lopez will send it across. That's Babukar Jay, his first touch out there. Just came onto the pitch a moment ago. Jay losing control, and now we've got a foul called, and I see the card is out. The player down for San Antonio looks like Lindley, and it's going to be a booking for Jay, who just came on about 1 minute ago.
Yeah, a little too quick with his slide there, and in the process of doing so, he takes the legs right out from under Lindley. Take another look right here. Jay just trying to get back in the play, but as he slides, he goes sliding into Lindley rather than sliding with the ball.
So he becomes the second Toro booked tonight. Robinson was the other one. For Jay, it's just his second yellow of the year. Jay comes out of Gambia, 26 years old. Has 1 goal this season. Looks like Lindley is okay. He's up now. And Cardoni will take the free kick. It's about 7 yards or so outside of the penalty box.
As he gives his teammates some direction, tries to get them situated like an air traffic controller out there, make sure they're on the right runway.
He's going to send this one deep left toward Gallegos. A little too far. Manley able to get the header on it. To the foot of Cerritos now. Cerritos kind of pushed from behind and draws the whistle. Toros with a quick restart. Over to Vicente Sanchez, who just came on the pitch, and he wins a corner kick.
And he forces Slam Gleedle just to send that one away before Sanchez can dribble it back in toward the middle. So another important true fit corner here. Sanchez takes it.
And this goes to the foot of Jay, but there's going to be a foul called in the area. I think this is against the Toros. And the official has his yellow card out. This is going to be a yellow against Pimentel. Well, he'll be the third Toro booked here this evening. That'll be his fourth of the year.
Pimentel, kind of an enforcer on that back line for the Toros. He doesn't give up space, and you see it here. So he gets in position, just comes crashing in. And it looks like he just kind of puts a hand right across the face of Maloney. I don't think that was on purpose. He was just kind of falling. As he does so, he gets a forearm, wrist, palm across the face of Maloney, and that draws the card.
You see Sanchez there in the foreground. Pimentel, 31 years old, has played for Club America in the Mexican League. And a couple of league titles there, also a couple of CONCACAF Champions League titles with them. He's also played professionally in Guatemala. And here's a free kick won by San Antonio. So fouls have picked up here in this second half. In the second half, there have been 5 on the Toros and 7 on San Antonio. So we're now in the 81st minute, and San Antonio with a good opportunity here. Standing over the ball is Lindley. Vicente Sanchez, the lone defender in front of him. Here's Lindley sending it into the area. Miller coming out, misses the punch, and the ball's going to go out of play. And I think it's going to be a... Oh, they're going to call a foul here. Thought it would be a goal kick, but either way, it's the Toros' ball. Yeah, Miller came out to try to punch that, was unable to connect. Could have been a dangerous situation there for the Toros. Miller sends this one to the left sideline. Nice little sliding tackle there by Ollie Wright. Second half substitute. Gave Robinson some fits there, and it ends up being San Antonio's ball. So nice hustle there by Wright to generate, in effect, a turnover. San Antonio unable to beat the Toros this season. They've lost 2-1, and they've had a couple of 1-1 draws. But trying to produce a win here tonight. Toros trying to maintain their hold on second place in the mountain. San Antonio with an excellent chance to vault all the way from 6th to 3rd place if they hold on for this win. They'd be tied on points with Colorado, but would move ahead of them on goal difference. It's still about 8 minutes and change to go here as Gallegos moves into the field, into the attacking area, chased by Murphy. Gallegos trying to get around him, ends up playing the ball out, and they're going to call this a corner kick. I thought Gallegos may have gotten the last touch, but this will be a corner here for San Antonio.
And no need to get in a rush right now if you're San Antonio, and that's part of the reason why you don't see Lindley in a real big hurry to get over to that corner. This is a good chance to melt just a little bit of clock up 2-1.
And he's been taking all the corners for San Antonio in this match. This is the 6th one for the Alamo City. We're going to put about 5 players in the box. Here's an in-swinger. Miller comes out, punches it clear. San Antonio able to regroup now. A lot of pressure here by the Toros, and Cerritos able to win the ball. Nice job by him to get it away from Cuello. But then Abu wins it back here for San Antonio. Cuello sends it into the area, right into the hands of Miller. Miller made his first start in goal for the Toros tonight. He's made a couple of big saves, but San Antonio does have the 2-1 lead right now. This will be another free kick to the Alamo City.
We're going to call the foul there on Azokar as he makes some collision there with Kamiri and kind of spins Kamiri around. Going for the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USL W League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer, both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs across the Championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more.
Free kick won by the Toros. Toros begin to run out of time a little bit. They're in the 85th minute. They trail by 1. This is Manley with it against Gallegos, so send it to Jay. Jay trying to get into the open field so he can use that speed. Now he's able to evade 2 markers. Runs a long way, will shoot it, and it's just wide to the left side. Wow. The left of Cardone. I wasn't sure if Cardone got a piece of it. It doesn't look like he did, and it's going to be a goal kick, but Jay really showing some of his potential right there.
He was able to drive through contact, put himself in a good spot. It looks like he caught that a little bit off of his toe when he wanted to kind of drive it. He caught it on the hook. And that's what pushes it away from net. It's a pretty good look there for the Toros, one of the best looks they've had over the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Jay playing in his 14th game. Took his 11th shot right there of the season. Has 1 goal this year. You see a look on the sideline. They're facing away from us. Coach Cabrera in his second stint as Toros coach. He coached him in 2016, took him to the playoffs. Hoping to do that again this season. After coaching with the Houston Dynamo, coaching in Canada as well. Free kick here for San Antonio. Cerritos plays that forward, but there is a whistle now.
Then we're going to call a foul there. A whole lot of contact on Cerritos as he tried to gain possession.
You know, all the players were standing still. It was hard to tell what exactly was happening. It's a free kick for the Toros. Referee's going to have him retake it. I think Coach Cabrera a little bit upset because all this is taking time off that clock for just a couple of formalities. Here's Manley, a little bit of space to work with against Gallegos. Forced to try to get it to Jay. San Antonio got a piece of that, but Lopez on top of it. Trying to do a little give and go with Jay. And Cuello kicks it away from him. Riley answered back. And now we've got another free kick here being awarded to the Rio Grande Valley, to the San Antonio team. And this is Mohamed Abu, who is down right now. Abu, 29 years old, out of Ghana. We'll probably have a considerable amount of time added in stoppage if there have been several injuries here in this second half. You see the foul on the replay committed by Riley. The trainer coming out there onto the pitch right now.
You see the referee touching his watch, asking how many minutes have ticked off. Took the San Antonio trainer quite a while to get over there to that side of the pitch, so time continues ticking. You see Vicente Sanchez and Lopez both arguing.
Sanchez holding up 7 fingers. I wonder if he's indicating there should be 7 minutes added. And number 7 is, if you're wondering, is Nathan on the San Antonio team. Both number 7s are pretty good on these two teams. You've got Nathan, who wears the 7 for San Antonio, and Asokad, who wears the 7 for the Toros.
Like every goal in this one has been scored by number 7.
That's right. Nathan with 2 goals tonight has now 7 on the year. Asokad, who got his 5th earlier tonight. Nathan's goal in the 58th minute. The difference right now. It was 1-1 at the break, and San Antonio with the only score here in this second half. We're now in the 89th minute. Big kick here by San Antonio. And we got a free kick awarded to the Toros now. Toros need to push the ball up quickly. Goes to Robinson. Robinson, Ollie right there to kind of break that up a little bit. Then it goes off Robinson and out. And Wright just making a nuisance of himself here in this latter part of the second half.
That's a great move for San Antonio. He does have the fresher legs, so he can expel a lot of energy on those fresh legs, just being a pest, jumping in the passing lanes, applying some pressure at the feet.
There's another ball won by San Antonio. Gleedle looking to throw it in. And comes back to Gleedle. Quick pressure by the Toros. Now Lindley will send it down toward the right side. Cuello is there. Has a little bit of time to work with. Nice little reverse move. And Cuello will send this in toward the goal a little bit. And Miller was out there taking no chances, able to grab that ball. And it's going to be 6 minutes of added time. So still time on the board for the Toros to get an equalizer, or San Antonio to put this one away. Murphy with it for the Toros. Keep it on the ground to Robinson. Toros have 8 players forward right now. Only 2 defenders and the keeper are back. Pimentel is one of those 2, and Riley the other one. And Riley almost got himself into trouble there as he finally able to get the ball back to Pimentel. A lot of pressure here by San Antonio, and the Toros unable to get any cohesiveness trying to move this ball forward. This will be a free kick here. It'll be the 17th foul against San Antonio. Toros have 12. Robinson with it. Doesn't see many options, so he finds Asokad. Goes in a triangle there, and Murphy will send it quickly to the right to Lopez. Lopez will try to reverse the field. They've got Riley who's come forward now. Only one defender back in front of the keeper now for the Toros as that goes out of play, and this will be a goal kick.
It looked like they were trying to find Manley kind of attacking into that corner. Puts a little too much on it. Quick substitution coming in now as number 17, John Henry Sanchez, is going to replace Grant Robinson. So at extra time, a couple of fresh legs out there on the pitch for the Toros as they need to strike, and they need to strike quickly. Clock is not on their side.
John Henry Sanchez, a midfielder out of Colombia, 26 years old. Does have 1 goal this season. In fact, scored it recently. That was Wednesday night against the Real Monarchs. That 3-0 win. Toros still looking for the equalizer here. We're in the 3rd minute of stoppage here at HEB Park. San Antonio trying to hold on for the win. It'd be a big one for them as they would really move up the standings if they can hold on here. Wright sends this one forward. Oh, nice play there by the defender Riley. Just a nice volley as he was running back toward his own net and able to send it back toward the San Antonio side. Here's Jay with it. Opportunity for him, but blocked in front. Abu gets a header. And there fouled is Lopez right on the edge of the area, and this is going to be a penalty. This will be a penalty for the Toros here in stoppage time.
And look at the face right there of Gleedle. See, Wright cutting the angle off, and that is right there on the line. Gleedle can't believe it. He thinks they were out. Wright tries to point outside of the box. That happened outside.
Yeah, and Coach Alan Marcina of San Antonio doesn't like that. In his third year as head coach of San Antonio FC, referee's going to talk this over with his assistant referee. The assistant referee can provide information for the referee. This looks like it might be, no, he's going to say no penalty. It's going to be just outside the area. And so it won't be a penalty kick, but still a free kick in a very dangerous position here for the Toros.
You see James Murphy making a big argument here that there was some, and Oswald Carr's in the middle of it too, they think there was some continued contact into the box. So sometimes you can get that carryover. You can say, yeah, the initial contact happened here, but it continues over into the box, and so you ultimately give the penalty kick. Take another look, Lopez driving forward. There's some contact. It's right on the line where their hips touch. Subjective, to put it kindly. So arguments could be made on both sides.
Yeah, and we don't have the precise angle down that line, but if I had to make a call, I would say this is the right call. It looked like it was just a shade outside the area. Ollie Wright, by the way, the one who committed the foul, that was drawn by Lopez. And Lopez has hit a penalty already once this season. We're moving now to where only about 90 seconds left in stoppage time. So probably be the last good opportunity here for the Toros if they're going to find that equalizer. San Antonio with one more bullet to dodge, they can pick up this win. It'd be their third win in their last 4 matches if they hold on. Lopez just outside the area. It's really about 18 and a half yards from the net. Cardone on the left side of the net has a 4-man wall in front.
Be interesting to see if Lopez takes this or if he tries to put a touch into the box and give somebody else an attack.
Yeah, all of the Toros players are to the right of Lopez. They're all going to charge toward that net.
A lot of time coming off the clock while they just position people.
Here's Lopez. Slide it to the right. Abu is there for the sliding tackle. It gets out of the area. Gallegos goes down. Play will continue as Jay chases after it. Manley now with a chance for a cross into the area. Couple of Toros there, but they go down. Ollie Wright fires it upfield. Still time. Gallegos will send it forward for Wright. The fresh legs. Miller has to charge out and send that one back over to the San Antonio side. I think we've got a free kick awarded here to the Toros. And we're after 6 minutes now. So the Toros with basically their last chance, only seconds remaining. Referee glancing at his watch. Kamiri with the header for San Antonio. Jay chests it down. Gets it over to Lopez now. We're 30 seconds past time. Jay once more plays it to Lopez. Toros taking their time a little bit here, not sending it to the area. Now it goes forward, but it's kicked away by Maloney. Jay has control. He'll send it toward the net, and Cardone is there. Couple of Toros were crashing in, and Cardone read that one well, was able to intercept. Play still going. This is Wright. Just wants to send it forward to open space. Miller decides to stay back, and I think they're going to call. No, that's it. That was the final whistle. I thought offside flag may have come up, but that is the final whistle, and the game is over. San Antonio able to pull out the win with a 2-1 victory here. Hard-fought win there for San Antonio, but they earned it here tonight. And congratulations there to our man of the match. Who is it, Brian?
Man, Nathan was a spectacular performer for San Antonio in this one. You can't overlook what he did. Both goals for San Antonio came off the foot of Nathan. You see him talking over with Dylan there. Dylan with the assist on that game winner to Nathan. We knew coming in that that was a 1-2 punch that could be deadly for San Antonio, and it proved to be true. And Nathan living up to the name he has made for himself over the last month. 5 goals coming in the span of 5 weeks. Picks up 2 more big ones tonight.
Yeah, leads the team with 7 goals. Let's take a quick break. Back with some highlights, back with some stats right after this. You're watching USL Championship Soccer on ESPN+.
Why choose Lone Star National Bank for your business? Because no other bank does more to support local businesses. In fact, we are the #1 lender in the Valley to small businesses. We put money to work here in our community.
That helps our local businesses grow.
Creating more jobs.
And more opportunities for all of us.
Working together.
Together.
We do what the little banks can't and the big banks won't. Lone Star National Bank, the Valley's bank.
DHR Health is now safer than ever and continues to remain focused on one thing, providing exceptional care to our patients and community. No other hospital is trying harder to keep you safe. We're taking every action to ensure your safety with enhanced precautions, including 3 off-site COVID-19 units. Your health should never wait. Don't delay your health care. There is no reason to. Schedule your appointment today. DHR Health. For you, for life.
And back here at HEB Park, our final score, San Antonio FC defeats the Rio Grande Valley Toros 2-1. Let's take a look at some highlights.
Plenty of action in the first half between these two teams. Lopez gets a really good shot here early for the Toros. Can't finish, but here's the game winner. Dylan to Nathan. Spectacular job. That was in the 64th minute. Big job there. Toros trying to make the comeback trail there. You see Cerritos getting his legs cut out from under from Rabu. That opened up a really good opportunity from the Toros. Azócar takes that just off the top crossbar. Really good look there in the second half. Toros continue to attack. Veta sends that one across. Sorto, big shot off the top of his head. But again, pushes that one just a little bit wide. Here's Rodrigo Lopez taking a loose kick. But Cardone in a good spot. Jay also had a pretty good look late in this one. Cardone, though, spectacular job in net. We saw it all evening. This was with about 2 minutes left in regulation. You see Rodrigo Lopez gets his legs cut out from under him. That led to an opportunity for the Toros. But Cardone comes up big again. Saves all over the place for Cardone. He stands tall to allow San Antonio to secure that 2-1 victory.
And looking at our stats on the game, you see the Toros produced a lot of shots tonight, but Cardone with 4 big saves for his team, of course, to give up the 1 goal to Azócar, and possession about even there. Toros with a little bit of an edge there in the second half. Yellow cards kind of picked up there. I know corner kicks also favored the Toros 8-6. Toros maybe had a little bit more stat-wise, but the only stat that really matters is the goals, isn't it?
I think if you talk to either one of these coaching staffs after this one, they're going to tell you that they executed their game plan the way they wanted to. San Antonio is just able to get 2 of the better looks, and they were able to finish them.
So San Antonio has 1 win, 1 loss, and 2 draws against the Toros this season. They kind of split basically, but historically in the last 9 meetings, San Antonio only has 1 loss against the Toros, 4 wins, a loss, and 4 draws as they pull off a win here tonight by a score of 2-1. Nathan with 2 goals to give him 7 for the year. Azócar with the Valley's goal to give him 5 for the year. And next games, both teams will play next Saturday. The Toros at home against Colorado Springs, and next Saturday, the 4th game in a row on the road for San Antonio. They'll go to New York, and then they come home for 3 straight for a well-deserved home stretch. So there's our final score, 2-1 in favor of San Antonio. For Brian Smith, I'm Mark May, and the rest of our USL broadcast crew. So long from HEB Park in Edinburgh, Texas.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.